Here we go. We're there
Hey,
now.
now we're live.
For some reason, I have the
Live.
ability to start and stop the broadcast also. That's weird.
All right,
Okay.
we have this.
Are we
We
live?
got this. We got this.
In 5, 4, 3.
Hello, world? Sorry. I had
Oh,
to.
you had
Hello,
one
world!
job.
Welcome to the Geek Life. This is episode 237 for the week of October 13th. As usual, we record on Tuesday, so it's really October 14th. We have four of us today. Fess is with us.
Hey!
We have Melissa,
Hello.
the ever fabulous Mike,
Hello.
and myself, Paul. Yeah, kind of most of the gang. Rich is still off on a secret mission somewhere, probably doing ninja assassinations for the government.
I'm sure he is.
Yep. And I guess we'll just get into video and film.
Videos. We got some fun stuff this week. First of all, X-Men: Days of Future Past is out, and that's a good movie. I liked it. It was good. Also, Edge of Tomorrow, the other good action film that came out the middle of this year. That was pretty great too. If you said, "Hey, that's Tom Cruise. I don't want to see it," you're wrong. It's actually a lot of fun. So
great.
you should. Yeah, it really is.
That's Earth post-apocalyptic sort of one.
It's like Groundhog Day, only better.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay. I'm confusing with the other one. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's Juan of the Dead. Not Shaun of the Dead, but Juan of the Dead. The zombie film that was made in Cuba.
Cool.
Which I saw 3 years ago or so at Fantastic Fest. It looks like it's finally out on Blu-ray and easily attainable now. It's very entertaining because it was made inside Cuba, which means there's kind of pro-communist message to it. They're not called zombies; they're called dissidents, which I find really amusing.
Well,
It's hilarious. It really is. I found it to be terribly amusing. It ain't perfect, but it's very interesting. Catalog titles. We have Steven Spielberg's Director's Collection, which is a massive block of Blu-rays, including Jaws, E.T., Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Duel, Sugarland Express, Always, and 1941.
Oh, yay.
I know, right?
Sorry, when you said Director's Collection, my first thought is we find out that Steven Spielberg has a freezer in his house filled with frozen dead directors that he's always liked a lot.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Wouldn't that be ironic if he had David Lynch in there?
We bring him out every once in a while to make it fun,
as opposed to David Lynch having directors in his fridge.
Yeah.
I'd expect that.
In pieces.
Also on Blu-ray this week, we've got Married to the Mob, if you remember Married to the Mob, which is a lot of fun. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, because, it's October. Duck You Sucker, which is a Sergio Leone movie, which I dearly love. Has James Coburn in it. And Rod Steiger as a Mexican. $1 Billion Brain with Michael Caine and Carl Malden, if I remember right. But it's one of the Harry Palmer spy movies, which is a lot of fun.
Cool.
Also, the Bronson Triple Threat box, which includes Death Wish 2, 3, and 4.
Not good.
Well, it's because Death Wish 1 was made by a different company. And
I thought you were going to say because Death Wish 1 was decent. We're not.
Well, it was.
The threat that we will show you Death Wish 2, 3, and 4?
2, 3, and 4 are not Death Wish 1. Death Wish 1 is actually pretty decent. 2, 3, and 4 are what happened to Death Wish when Canon Films got hold of it. By the way, Death Wish 3 is insane. It's insane. I just saw it on 35mm. It's insane. Also on Blu-ray, Raw Force, which is one of the most gloriously terrible movies I've ever seen. And The Island of Dr. Moreau, the one with Burt Lancaster and Michael York.
Okay.
Yeah. On Criterion this week, we've got My Darling Clementine, which is a wonderful Western, and I highly recommend it. And on Warner Archives, they're bringing out Yankee Doodle Dandy on Blu-ray.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. I had to sing that in choir in elementary school.
Those who want to watch it, Only Lovers Left Alive is out on DVD. You can get it in the library.
That's a good one, too.
Wendy, so.
That's a good one.
Swinton.
Title of the week, The Nose Picker.
Okay. It's like American Pickers, but different, right?
Yeah, it's different. It's a horror film.
Oh, I thought it was about the gold rush.
No, I wish. That would be interesting too. No,
Nose hair.
no, this is the byline on the box. He chose his weapons. He selected his victims. He picked his nose.
Okay.
Comedy, right?
I don't think so. I think it's a slasher movie.
So you have to play it with Bobo Bobo Bo afterwards. So.
I got nothing after that.
Nothing.
Yeah, got nothing.
All right.
So
Comics.
moving on.
Oh,
Do
comics?
we have comics?
Actually, you know what?
Oh,
I'm
Oh,
going to
you
interrupt
got a thing? You got a thing?
because I've got this, and I'm at least dying to get rid of it.
Okay, what is it for the audio listeners,
Yes, for
Mike?
the audio listeners, I found this at Walgreens.
There's a
It's-
tie into another story.
The MADD, that would be Mothers Against Drunk Driving, has a line of virgin alcoholic drinks. So they have like 3 different kinds of wine that I saw there. And they also have this virgin craft brewed lager. It actually says craft brewed on it, alcohol free. Yeah, there's a little thing here on the can. MADD Virgin Craft Brewed Lager was created at Niagara College's teaching brewery. This handcrafted recipe delivers best-in-class flavor with 0 alcohol.
Cool.
So students made it.
Yeah.
Can be done.
I can say it's not Reinheitsgebot. Just
Well.
because the ingredients are water, malted barley,
Don't give me-
hops,
Dude,
modified tapioca starch, and Irish moss.
don't
this
get me
is the best
started
part.
on
Wait, whoa, moss? There's
Irish moss.
Irish moss, which it's
Moss.
a clearing agent.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a clearing agent.
Moss.
This is the fun part, though. Yeah, water, malted barley, hops, modified tapioca starch, Irish moss. Contains wheat. It's not one of the ingredients listed, but it contains wheat. I'm guessing the
But I mean-
tapioca starch.
Actually,
Yeah.
that might be a cross-contact allergen.
That too, because technically the barley is also gluten. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
so
So
Heitzgebot again. Otherwise, I'll go off on a tear on that. So
well, just there's no yeast. That's why it doesn't qualify.
nothing qualifies. Nothing ever qualified. The Germans didn't qualify. Anyhow,
Okay, so here we go.
The 70s.
It
It smells. That's good, right?
There, it has an odor. Okay.
Yeah, it has an odor.
It's
It's not
possibly
aromas.
organic. Okay, good.
He hasn't fallen over.
I haven't fallen over.
Second swig.
This is great radio, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
I'm trying to. It tastes like breakfast cereal. I'm just trying to.
Okay.
Mike, what's the number 3 ingredient in
Breakfast cereal.
no, like in the breakfast cereal now, begins with a G, not granola, but the
Grape nuts.
grape nuts. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's more. It actually kind of tastes like wheat checks.
Wheat checks.
Yeah.
Grape nuts number 3 is malted. Is malt basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wheat checks. It's liquid wheat checks
Yeah. Yeah,
with all the wheat check flavor with none of the fiber.
and almost none of the carbonation.
Oh, that's
Oh.
interesting.
So it's like
Well,
flat.
there is carbonation in there. It's just not like up front.
Okay. You should pour it in a glass so the TV audience could see.
Oh, I can. I have a glass here.
Curious, how pale is it?
It's pretty damn pale.
Wow.
That's
That's very
Ooh,
real.
that's
But it-
having,
There we go.
having
That's-
fun in a canoe.
That's urine colored.
yeah.
Well,
Well, maybe a little less green than urine.
Yeah,
Well, maybe I'm eating the wrong thing.
No, you're seeing right through it to his shirt. That's green.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
You are.
So it's like making love in a canoe, is what you're saying.
I
It's
suppose.
fucking close to water. Yes. yes.
I can read the screen just fine when I'm from about I don't know, half a foot away. It's yeah, it's.
I'll stick with this lovely Unchained by Summit. Yeah.
I'd say I don't hate it, but that would be lying.
So how does it compare to bacon beer?
What was that?
How does it compare to bacon beer?
In which phase?
The
nasty, the nasty phase, or the few months that it was actually good before turning nasty again?
Oh, I didn't know there. I probably didn't wait for the few months. I didn't know there was a few months.
It started out really nasty tasting.
Yeah.
Then got good, and people liked it. And then about 6-8 months later, it turned completely nasty again.
Okay, because my initial, I had a nasty phase because my review was less vile with food.
Yeah, so I have a backup, which was my honey beer, because I gotta get I gotta get the taste out of my mouth. That was okay.
So it's a perfect accompaniment to durian, is what you're saying.
Well,
Comics.
Comics Fest.
Let's
Is that what you're
save
waiting
Mike
for?
here from
I
his,
thought we had.
Yeah, you can-
Do we have a new beer section now? Should we add that?
We could.
Yeah, let's do it. Beer section.
All right,
Bob
then
on
we're
it.
3 for 3. Where no, I wouldn't be 3.
Brewed?
I'd be 2 for 3 for podcasts where I have to drink during.
Oh, that's so hard.
I know.
I have to bottle this weekend. The
What are you bottling?
Farmhouse Randomness number 2.
Well,
It's a partial mash, several pounds of Belgian Pale, along with aromatic and some debittered black. The Maris Otter liquid malt, Challenger hops, another hops in there that I've written down somewhere, and it's probably going to come out to be about 9% ABV.
Cool.
So it's been aging in a secondary for the last several weeks.
Cool.
All right. I'm just going to ask that you guys then enter what you just talked about as far as beer on the show notes so everyone can find it.
We'll try.
meanwhile, I am currently drinking Clown Shoes Clementine White Ale.
Mm.
Oh, that's from the liquor store that was going out of business. We just grabbed a bunch of beer.
Yeah, we just grabbed everything that we could buy.
At one point, aside from like one thing of water, the entire bottom shelf of the fridge was beer.
Yep.
Mike, out near you, recently, as in it's going to be west of you, I gotta look up the exact location, but it's on your side of the world. Four Firkins has opened up a second store.
Nice.
So, and I don't know if it's larger than their first store that's over on the way west side of town, but they just had their grand opening last weekend.
Cool.
Four Firkins is pretty awesome for
Yeah.
people who are not in the area.
Yeah, they're one of the first shops to do the make your own six-pack, and they try to get unusual and different products as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So usually their stock will go away if it's really popular. They won't be able to hold on to it because they don't have a lot of room for stock. But you can find a variety of interesting beers if you just want to go in and try different stuff. Also,
Cool.
some good ciders.
All right, she's the.
Checks.
Is everyone done with beer?
Comics.
You
All
drink.
right.
We drink, you talk.
She's the sweetheart of the Great Lakes Avengers. She is the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. That's right. For people that don't know, Squirrel Girl is the badassiest superhero in the Marvel Universe, and she's finally getting her own ongoing series from Marvel called Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, and I've checked, and it sounds like it's supposed to come out this January.
Okay.
And it is being head up by, let's see, where was it? Ryan North, and Ryan North, who's written, he does dinosaur comics from the webcomics world, but has also written for the Adventure Time comic book. And so he's back with Unbeatable Squirrel Girl with artist Erica Henderson. And let's see. I don't know as much about Squirrel Girl as Melissa has told me about her. And I've basically heard that as far as if you wanted to rank superheroes in as far as strength and capability, and villains, I suppose, I think she tops out in all categories.
Yeah, there are scenes where she beats the shit out of Wolverine. I mean, although Squirrel Girl versus Galactus, I don't know how that would go.
Well, there's an image link from Popwatch on Entertainment Weekly. There's a great pinup art of Squirrel Girl standing a mass of. She's standing perfectly on top of Thanos, who's knocked out, as well as all of these other villains and such, as well as Galactus in the background, just sort of knocked out. But,
Who will she date Rocket Raccoon? Oh wait.
I think she's mostly just a furry. In that sense, the ears are fake. I don't know if the tail is real. I think it's just a moniker.
Okay.
I don't think she's actually part animal, which that would be bestiality at that point, because raccoon is a raccoon.
Right, because at some point, Great Lakes Avengers switched over to being a mutant group, I thought. So.
Oh, maybe.
And then declared, no, we're really all mutants. So. Don't know.
So I'm going to be picking this up as soon as it drops, because it looks like fun, and I do love Ryan North's writing, and yeah, here we go. And let's see here, and that's pretty much all I had for comics. I've been pretty busy this past week. Comic of the week. I'm gonna pick Ogloff from Ogloff.com. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but it's not actually officially been a pick of the week. Not safe for work at all, but freaking hilarious. If you like tits, you'll love this comic.
SpaceX.
So, not safe for work, absolutely, and it's usually a collection of pages of gags, very sexually related gags that just they poke fun at a lot of things. Like the latest comic that's up today, it's some explorers that come across this island at which everything has tits on it. The trees, the seals, the rocks, and there's these merfolk, and even the males have tits, and they're being questioned about it. It's like, yeah, what's going on here? And then they end up. It's like that sort of ridiculousness, and that's it. Just 2 pages. That's it. And they'll go to the next one. They're all in the same universe, more or less, but they rarely connect. The earlier stuff has a little bit more storyline into it, but
yeah, he somewhere gave up the storyline. I think is just being too much work.
I don't know. It's fantastic. Check out Ogloff.com if you're over the age of 18.
Yes.
Disclaimer.
Rated M for mature for a reason.
Tech.
Let the mobile payment wars start. How to start this one? So basically, to explain, 2 years ago, several companies got together and created the Merchant Customer Exchange, or MCX for short. And the idea behind this was to finally come up with one method of doing mobile payments across this consortium. This consortium includes Best Buy, Walmart, Target, and a couple other retailers. And people weren't.
Is that chip that's in some of the smartphones?
No, this is different.
Okay.
This is why the war is going to start. This is an organization of these retailers over here somewhere to my left. You're right. And they basically have finally come up with an app after 2 years. People weren't sure if they're going to get anywhere because it's standard. It's a large consortium of retailers who generally compete. Therefore, how could they ever come up with anything? But they finally have an app out called, and you can find it on iOS and Google Play Store, called Connect C. And it's running in beta right now. You need an invite, or you have to be an employee of one of these companies where they're actively doing the beta with their employees. And in select areas. So like in the Twin Cities, Target. If you're Best Buy, probably too. If you're where Walmart is, then Walmart. That sort of thing. But what Connect C does is you can associate your credit cards with it. If you have some sort of coupon system that some retailers run that you have 5% off on this today, it will hook into that to automatically do the discount. You go to your store, let's say Best Buy, you want to buy a giant TV, whip out your phone, type in your password, or scan your thumbprint if it's an Apple phone. up will pop a barcode, they'll scan the barcode, and the transaction goes through. Basically, the idea being is again, it's a token-based thing, so no credit card information will actually go through. That's all has been pre-recorded on the back end, and so it never gets transmitted. So the point-of-sale system doesn't store it, and it never, the bank just authorizes the payment based on this token is correct. So that's their system. So that's coming out now this year. It's been in beta for part of 2014. In theory, is they're going to release it in early 2015. So that's Connect C and MCX. Now, here's where the battle starts. On Thursday, Apple is going to be announcing lots of things. One of the things they expect to announce is Apple Pay, which is what you were alluding to, Fess. If you have an iPhone 6, it has a chip in it. The chip stores your personal data. And therefore, with Apple Pay, you go to retailers like Walgreens and X number 100 of others that Apple has signed on. Oddly enough, they haven't signed on Best Buy, Target, or Walmart for some reason.
Funny.
Yeah, it just happens. And then again, the same thing happens. A token is generated, and it goes off, except with the Apple Pay system on your iPhone, again, iPhone specific, it is Apple, it will use near-field communication. So instead of having a barcode come up, you basically swipe in your password or put your thumbprint on there, swipe it by a reader, and it'll just read it via near-field communication, so it's a wireless thing. The question is who's going to win? 2015, hopefully, but 2015 there's a mandate that we have to have chip-based credit cards starting. So this is an attempt by retailers on both sides to get around that. Okay, if you use your phone and the credit card companies just do the tokens, we don't need to actually issue these more expensive credit cards. But there's kind of debates. Will Best Buy honor Apple Pay, or there's some people saying no, they're going to turn off all their near-field communications on their little sales systems, and you're going to have to either use Connect C or pay the traditional way.
Yeah, because Best Buy totally doesn't need money any way it can get it. Right.
Right. Well, that's a theory. We don't know if that sort of fight's going to happen because now we have two competing standards essentially. I don't know how far Apple Pay is going to get since it's Apple specific. The chance of them opening up to Google is pretty thin. On the other hand, this also throws up in the air of what finally happens to Google Wallet.
Mm-hmm.
This is Google's attempt now. Does Google then kind of get on with Apple to some extent and do something similar and pair up that way, or?
They already got something in place. They just everything's in constant beta, so it's not really. It's there. It's ready to go.
But they have all the signed off paperwork is the problem. See, Apple's going and getting the retailers signed off. They're going to upgrade their point-of-sale systems. These other retailers are upgrading their point-of-sale systems to utilize their technology.
Well, PayPal's already involved with this too. I've seen those. I've seen registers that have a PayPal option, like there.
Yeah, Home Depot does PayPal.
Yeah.
So, but again, this is also the part of the initiative of having more secure credit transactions, so we can't have all these numbers stolen from point-of-sale systems.
Right.
I have a hard time calling them by their short letter name, which is POS, because if POS go by, I don't think point-of-sale for some reason.
No, that's true. Also, I wanted to jump up. You kept on saying Connect C. It says Current C.
Oh, Currency. Sorry, you're right.
Get it? Get it?
Yeah, Currency.
Current C.
Yeah.
I get it.
So basically, if Apple does announce on Thursday, the battles are going to start, and you'll probably see them heat up, I would guess, in 2015 as to which retailers will decide to take what and who will decide not to take what and all that sort of fun. It'll be interesting. There is a chance that it will be the consumers winning because the idea of having some sort of system, the reward system and the coupon system hook automatically into this so it all gets processed automatically is kind of nice. But then it also means they get to track a ton of data about you, which is also kind of a nice little side effect.
It's the mark of the beast.
But yeah. So, any other opinions? I mean, that's kind of the short of it, and I find it fascinating because it's just use of tech in every day. That's like how will consumers take this? Will they want to swipe their phone optically? Well,
Well, I'm all for anything that gets us away from the traditional American credit cards with just the magnetic swipe. I mean, we need to move ahead from that technology. I don't know if this is quite the answer. I welcome all the forums until we settle into something that everybody agrees on.
And of course, this won't be going to Europe.
Of course not.
Well, because they kind of already have the mandated chips in credit cards and don't need it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They already swipe a credit card past a wireless reader. So that is the mobile payment wars. They will come next year, probably along with the fast food wars, and everybody will die horribly and robots will take over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
People are so agreeable. This is also going to be things will be announced this week.
Mm-hmm.
Things, announcements. There is some expectation that Google might try to spoil the Apple event by announcing tomorrow their new stuff, but nobody knows that for sure. We don't know when it'll get announced, but theoretically it's supposed to be in October. Google is expected to announce the new Nexus 6 phone. I don't know who's making that. I'd have to look it up. The new Nexus 9 tablet. And all of it will be 64-bit architecture and running Android L, whatever the L stands for. I'm guessing love. This is the big upgrade to Android for those who are in the Android ecosystem, which means your carrier will not download it to you because you suck.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I don't like about Android.
So L might mean lamentation then at some
Yeah,
point?
lamentations, beating of breasts, the weeping and the wailing.
Languishing.
Yeah, that's one thing I feel bad on the Android side. I'm definitely on the Apple ecosystem, but is I hate the fact that the carriers can hold up your upgrade. You know, if you have a decent enough piece of hardware, you should just be able to upgrade it without having to like hack the phone somehow. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the new reference hardware looks like and what neat specs it'll have and what things they'll be able to point to and say, look, Apple, you're so far behind.
Oh, yeah, the fans will do that just in general. Just be
Oh yeah.
well. I just remember after the iPhone 6 and stuff was talked about, and they did the announcement on that, and yes, it's gonna do that. You could just see all the in the responses, all the Android fans just going, welcome to 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm much.
And yet here I am with
Yeah.
an iPhone 6.
I had to get my iPhone 5 replaced.
Oh no!
My iPhone 5S.
Yeah.
Did something interesting about 2 weeks ago.
Oh dear.
Are you sitting down, Mike?
Yeah.
It blue screened.
Dude! How did you manage it? Whoa! Whoa!
This
How
is
did
actually
you
a
manage
known
that?
issue with some 5Ss. The logic board caps at some point. It's random.
Wow.
It's a known issue. But I watched it the first time I saw it happen, like, what the fuck? I'm having flashbacks to the late 90s. My
See,
Windows 95 phone.
my 4S was doing fine until I dropped it into a sink of water. And then it was fine, except the camera didn't work.
Yeah, no, this is a known logic board issue that happens to 5Ss occasionally. They'll blue screen, they'll constantly reboot. And I went into the Apple store, they said, let's wipe it, and if it happens tomorrow morning, come back in. It happened the next morning. It keeps an internal log so they know I'm not lying, and they said, okay, here's your new 5S. You're under warranty.
That is one of the reasons why I keep buying Apple.
But while the nice guy was playing with my phone, I was fondling the 6 and the 6 biggin.
Yeah, the 6, I will say, I've had this thing less than a week now. The 6, I really, really like. I was concerned about the size of it.
Yep.
This is the 6, not the 6 Plus. Yeah, I know. Well, I wouldn't sit on any of the bigger phones anyway. They've done stress tests on them, and they're all about comparable. I mean, but anyway, I can still use the 6 one-handed. Then again, I've got big old piano fingers, but that I really like the bigger screen, and
Yeah,
it's pretty sexy, really.
And fondling them, I like the 6, and you can, if you have a decent sized hand, you can still do it. 6 Plus or whatever it's called. Yeah, just slightly too large to one hand. It is really a two-hand phone, but that's where it's kind of I took it as if you're not sure if you want the iPad mini, but you want something larger for a screen for watching stuff, it's a nice phone for that, but it's really kind of that in-between, reader, you want to do some more content downing, as it were.
Yeah, there's like those weird, crazy large phones. It's like, well, it's because somebody just want to get a phone and a tablet.
Yeah.
But no,
it's the Samsung ones, yeah.
the iPhone 6 is about the same size as the Nexus 4 that I have.
Yep.
The only thing is, it's just a little bit taller and a little bit thinner. So it's about the same area.
Yep.
Yep. And I played around with the 6 Plus when I was down in Austin because Harry Knowles had the 6 Plus, and that thing is about like holding a Pop-Tart.
Yep.
That's about the width of it.
Not as tasty.
It's taller, and definitely not as tasty. But yeah, that would be a little bit too large for me. But I really like the size of the 6. I gotta admit,
Yep.
I like it a lot, and I like the thumbprint to get in thing rather than the passcode. I like that a lot.
I'm working with the 5S a lot too. That's just
Yeah.
I'm so automatic that you don't when mine was breaking, I had to reset and it didn't work right away. I'm like, I'm not working.
I don't mind the using the code on my 5S, but then again, I've got an OtterBox for it,
Yeah.
and I also have a 12-year-old who likes to use it once in a while, so can't really put her thumbprint in there. So.
Oh no, the code's fine. I mean, it's just It's just once you get used to it, it's one of those, and you go back, it's like, oh, I'm so spoiled. I have such a first world problem today.
I really hope I remember what my code is.
I do too, because I went to the longer password now that I can do that with the fingerprint. So, otherwise, Apple announcement Thursday. You know, it's the second event that they always do. So this will be probably updates to the iPad, Mac updates. They sent out an invite with the phrase "It's been a long time." So people are interpreting that any which way.
They're bringing back the Newton?
Somebody, sorry to go off on a rat hole. Scoble on Facebook post, I think it was Scoble on Facebook post, said somebody walked into an Apple store with their Newton, and they tagged the photo. Sorry, sir, it's out of warranty. They were just visiting the store and they had their Newton with them. They weren't even trying to bug, but they took some pictures with it.
That's amazing.
Like,
oh my God.
He's wearing, can you help me?
Wish I could, but no, sorry.
Newtons were kind of ahead of their time.
Yes, they were. They were wonderful devices. So yeah, Mac updates. OS 10 next version. Yosemite should come out on Thursday, and as we said, it's rumored that Apple Pay will come out. So what the long time means, we know two products haven't been updated in a while. Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
So that could finally see an update. We don't know.
Maybe.
And the one that everybody's clamoring for, not everyone, but people who have specific need for this, the Mac Mini is the second longest product without an update.
Wait a second, isn't the longest one is the iPod Classic, isn't it?
That's dead. That's not on the store anymore.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. We talked about that I think last month. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I was out of town for that one.
At the iPhone event, the prior event is when that disappeared off the store. So you'd have to go to Target or Best Buy and see if they still have them in stock and grab one that way.
See, they need They need a super high capacity iPod.
Yep. Well, I mean.
So now if mine dies, I'm going to be screwed.
Yeah, I have an 80 gig. Well, that's why I'm now looking at in 2 years when I need to replace my phone, I'm now looking at probably having to buy the 128 gigs so I can put my music on that. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the way it's going. Sorry. So yeah, been a long time. It could be the Mac Mini because there's people who'll use that for render farms or because they're just nice and small and you can throw them in your luggage and go off to other countries and do neat stuff with them. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, minis are awesome.
Yeah, the guy who heads up Pixel Core was talking about, not Rene Ritchie, the other guy, but who heads up Pixel Core uses them a lot because they go off and do live events and do streaming events. That's what their business is, and they'll just bring tons of minis in their luggage so they can do all their streams that way. So.
Yep. Minis are amazing.
Yeah, Melissa bought an iPhone 6, so I think we've covered part of that.
Yep, we did. Well, no, that's probably about it. I still haven't played with it too much. I love having a cell phone camera again, but that's because I broke the last one.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, what else? I mean, it's all just creature comforts. I've got more memory. I've got the nice, beautiful big screen and more space on the screen, and yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of time to really dig in and explore, but.
So Apple Health and all those fun things.
Yeah, it's mostly just creature comforts for me, and a working camera. The camera is super nice.
Yeah, well, the way you take pictures, you kind of need a working camera on your phone.
Yeah, and you know what? I have not had a working camera on my phone for almost a year now.
Wow.
And I feel so broken as a human being. Just because of that.
You don't bring your DSLR with you everywhere?
No, because it weighs 80,000 pounds.
That's why I'm so hankering for a Sony Nex 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the smaller format. The smaller format Sonys are pretty.
Oh no, this is a full format.
Oh, I know, but it's a smaller.
Yeah, it has
case.
It has no mirror in it, so it's all.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, unfortunately, I need stuff that uses my old beautiful old Minolta lenses, so I'm stuck with the Alpha line. Yeah.
Only other tech thing for those who care, which is me.
Well, I care about Fitbits.
Well, it's bad radio because I'm holding this up, but I have a Force still. I wear it daily.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one that tells you the time too, like a watch should?
Like a watch should. Wait. Let's see if I get the button. See time.
Oh my God! I'm so envious.
5,190 steps.
So it's been a bad day.
Yeah, I've been so bad on my steps because I sprained my ankle, so I feel justified.
Yeah. The problem I'm finding with the Force is I don't have the skin issues that got recalled. The little rubber coating is separating from the bottom of the display, so I can get a good view of the circuit board.
Oh my!
Yeah. So I'm kind of worried about wearing this while exercising.
Get little tiny electric shocks. Keep exercising.
I killed my last Fitbit by letting it get into the jeans in the wash. So that's the. Anyway, so Fitbit, The Verge has found via another site, but they actually found like in-store material showing up that the next Fitbit will be the Charge, and this is the replacement for the Force.
Okay.
So it looks similar to the Force. The screen's a little more rounded, and I think it's a titch taller because it looks like it fits the date in there now too in really tiny type.
Okay.
And of course it's a watch and does everything the Force currently does, and possibly can also hook into your phone for some notifications like caller ID.
Okay.
And there will be an HR version, and that means heart rate. So it will be ongoing constant testing of your heart rate besides counting your steps and everything else. None of this has been confirmed yet, just people have seen the marketing material, but Fitbit has not officially announced any of this yet. So.
That is pretty awesome. The heart rate thing is pretty nice for people who have medical conditions who need to use that sort of thing.
Yep.
Well, you said HR version. I was thinking, so
human resources.
Yeah, so they know when you're getting up out of your desk. Oh, he's active. He's active. Hold on, where's he at?
You can be tracked at your office.
That's between that. We know it's 10 steps to the bathroom, but you took 20. Yeah, so that's going to be coming out. Probably I'm guessing they were spending a better part of the year with their engineers working on that to replace the Force after the big recall at the beginning of the year and get ready for the Christmas season. There's one person I was critical because Fitbit has outright said we're not going to support Apple Health yet, which is the app on the iOS side of things that tries to do a unified, all your data can go there for health. So if you use MyFitnessPal or Strava or Running Keeper or a variety of others, they can all just throw data over to there and aggregates. And I think Fitbit more or less is waiting for that to mature because right now it's just sitting there as an app not doing much. And B has been kind of busy trying to get over their little issue at the beginning of the year and with the new product. So we'll see how that goes. I'll continue on unless people have anything else to stop me.
Go for it.
Phil Plate, Bad Astronomer.
Yay!
Yay!
So, everybody saw the blood moon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nice lunar eclipse.
I was sleeping.
Almost everybody saw the blood moon.
I got to see it as I was driving into work, so.
Yeah, well, one other thing saw it. Messenger.
Cool.
Yep, NASA Messenger.
Cool.
Messenger is the probe orbiting Mercury right now, finding all sorts of neat stuff, including naming a crater after Lovecraft. And they realized, oh wait, we could actually get a shot of this. And so they had it turn 180 essentially and point back towards Earth. Earth is all of maybe 4 or 5 pixels large. They enhanced the brightness on the moon, so it's maybe 1 pixel large. And you can actually see it dim as the lunar eclipse happens.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a little
It's so great.
They took like
Oh
a
my
picture in a
God.
few minutes.
It's so awesome.
Where's the link? Where's the link?
Oh, it's on our show notes.
It's in the show notes. Slate.com.
Oh, that is.
So yeah, this is basically the first time we have a picture of a lunar eclipse from another planet.
That's amazing.
So science.
Science. Oh,
Science.
that's glorious.
Science.
Astronomers are cool.
Yeah.
So, now switching gears hard without a clutch, put on your tinfoil hats.
I'm out of tinfoil.
Well,
Will aluminum work?
just over 22 months ago, the USAF, United States Air Force, launched something that looks like a shuttle, about 30 feet long. It's a vehicle, and it's a reusable reentry vehicle, so that's why it looks like a little miniature space shuttle. It's been in orbit for 22 months. They finally brought it back. Nobody knows what it's been doing in orbit. Nobody knows what the experiments have been. It's been a classified mission, and it's one of the longer times that we've thrown anything up there and brought it back in this sort of format. And because like space shuttle, never stay up for more than a few weeks.
Huh.
So yeah, that's been flying around. Nobody's really sure. Basic idea is this is called the X-37B orbiter. And basic ideas behind why it's been up there this long is either they were testing components for longevity. The other theory is they're testing components for doing spying and observation, cameras, and different ranges of light. But because this thing isn't just a regular satellite, you can maneuver it a bit. They may have been trying different angles, different slight tweaks to the orbit, and getting as much data back as possible. It's all solar powered, so it throws out one little boom solar mast while it's up there, so everything powers for a while. But it's been a top secret mission, so the conspiracy theorists have been going hog wild with it. Probably it's bringing back alien tech for all we know.
I thought it was putting it back.
No.
Putting it back up there so they can so the aliens can come back and pick up their stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because we're done borrowing it.
Well,
We've
yeah, because
already
they helped us fake the moon landing.
Well, yeah.
Their tech, we were able to do all the special effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. It's been placing stargates in long. No wait. So yeah, that's kind of for those who are on the conspiracy side have been following that. That's finally landed and successfully landed, and it's fun seeing pictures. I mean, they have pictures of this thing with people standing next to it. It's like this little tiny toy space shuttle. It's kind of cute, but it's like we don't know. And that's all I got for general geek news. I do notice we have 4 S's at the bottom of our notes. Does that mean I get special screening from the TSA?
Yes.
No.
Okay. For those who don't know, if your boarding pass has 4 S's on it, the TSA is going to have a long talk with you before you get on.
That's not cool.
Well, but that's how they take you.
So are we on to peaks now?
I guess we're on the peaks. We got nothing in gaming. Nothing's happening in the world of gaming.
Gamergate. I'm just gonna shake my head.
Yeah.
Shake my head.
If you don't know what we're talking about, start with Skullsy, work your way from there.
Yeah, Skulls is a good starting point. But
Yep.
anyway,
Yep.
shall we proceed with peaks?
Sure. Melissa.
All right, I'll start. For those of you who are listening to this before Thursday of this week, which is October 16th, you can join me at PowerPoint Karaoke at Nerd Thursday at the Minneapolis Institute of Arts. So yes, PowerPoint Karaoke is going to be in an actual bona fide art museum on Thursday night.
My, your hipster cred just went up.
I know, right? I'm so fucking hipster. I need a fez and a bow tie.
They say you like suspenders, so you go, I'm a hipster.
And I need Converse sneakers or something like that. And PBR. And an ironic mustache.
We can get you the ironic mustache. Those are cheap nowadays since it's costume season.
I don't know. Do they? I've never heard anyone say Converse sneakers before. They're either
Converses?
They're Chuck Taylors.
Oh,
Chuck Taylors
I
or Chucks.
Well, I've heard Chucks.
Well, the high tops are the Chuck Taylors. If you get the normal low tops ones, those are Converses.
Converse.
Screw those. Those are fake.
Oh, I know.
Oh no!
They're actually like the Converse
No.
1 star or whatever.
It's the high tops. You need the high tops.
The thing is, though, I've seen Converse high tops. They don't have the Chuck Taylor logo on them. They're just called Converse 1 stars. But they
Well,
don't
that's
have
because
Chuck Taylor.
Nike
Whoa.
bought Converse, and then so a lot of stuff changed. So
This is what happens when you have hipsters argue.
I'm not a hipster. I just think that
I
things
didn't
are better.
realize that you guys could out hipster me.
I've got a pair of Chucks.
Ever since you wear them with your kilt, right?
Yes, I wear them with my kilt.
They're
That's
a
awesome.
terrible shoe. They are a
No.
terrible shoe.
So
Oh my
Mike will
God, Mike,
appreciate
you are
this.
such a hipster. You have a kilt and Converse hat.
Yeah, so Mike will appreciate this. So
Have you
the
worn
other
them
day-
together yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Please,
okay.
please tell me you also have a monocle.
No.
I know where you can get them.
Work on that.
Yeah. No, the most hipster human being I've ever seen was walking down the street in Uptown. And he was wearing this fully coordinated tan and red outfit that included a red scarf and jodhpurs. That was
Oh
amazing.
wow. That
I have
doesn't
never
match
seen
up to the fashion
jodhpurs
show.
on a hipster before or since, but that is the most hipster thing I have ever seen in my
Hipster
life.
Tom in Finland, yes.
Jodhpurs.
No, the worst
Oh,
thing
yeah.
I've done is wore the residence T-shirt with the big eyeball with the kilt.
So anyway, come to PowerPoint karaoke on Thursday.
Woot.
Hey,
Yes.
Well, doesn't Paul have one?
Well,
Did you
I was
go?
going random order, letting you talk more. I've talked the whole show.
Oh yeah, that's not a problem. So this one I just kind of picked up. Wizard of Oz Kickstarter with new art by Evan Dom. Evan Dom is someone I've interviewed before on the Webcomic Beacon podcast, and he has a really cool art style. And so basically what he's done, he's gotten the original book written by L. Frank Baum in 1900 I should say. And he has 24 full-page color illustrations for each chapter, and then 76 other spot illustrations throughout the book. And I'm just gonna plug this one because it's already met its Kickstarter goal. It's got like another 20 days left to go. And this guy has some really awesome art, and so that's my plug. That's my peak.
Neat. Yeah, my peak is kind of an odd one because it's more for what the guy is taking pictures of. It's a YouTube video by Trey Radcliffe. He does them on occasion on doing photography. He's an outdoor photographer. Blog is Stuck in Customs. But he's at the Beijing Planning Museum. And what the Beijing Planning Museum is, you walk in by the looks of it, has a glass floor for part of it, and this roped off area so you don't walk past it. And it is a model of Beijing, but all lit up to show where the traffic patterns are and everything. It's really cool looking. And he's trying to get like cityscape photos of it for whatever project he's on. But it's just kind of a neat. I think it would be a neat place to visit. So just the Beijing Planning Museum.
Especially if you're in a Godzilla suit.
They don't let you walk on it. For good reason once you watch. And if you're a camera geek, you'll like Trey Radcliffe in general because that's all he blogs about, and he's all into HDR and expensive cameras and all that. So I love stuff after his equipment.
I approve.
I also like the fact that his assistant drops one of his lenses when the video starts. Because this is a guy who's then casually talking about his Leica lens and what he has it set at on his Sony Nex 7, whatever, $2,000 camera. So I'm like, Leica lens? I don't have that budget. Oh, yeah. So that's it.
All right.
My notes just went away. Hold on. Outro.
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 It sounds like a sequel to Extro.
Extro.
I remember Extro. It's not a good movie.
I'm not surprised. You can find us on the web at thegeeklife.tv. You can email us at thegeeklifetv@gmail.com. Voicemail
Voicemail.
567-6515. Facebook, we're the Geek Life. Twitter, we're at the Geek Life TV. And Google Plus, we're the Geek Life Podcast.
Woo!
Thanks for listening to us and or watching us. I didn't even look on Twitter to see if anybody was following. Nope, nobody.
Nobody.
It's a sad day.
It's
So, we've had with us today Melissa,
Yay!
Fess,
Outro.
Mike,
Later. Oh, and Fess, check my Facebook page.
I don't go on. Why you?
Paul.
Okay, all right.
And Paul. And Paul.
And Paul.
And Paul.
And Fess, check my Facebook page. That's me. Thanks for watching, listening.
Good night, everybody.